If this is your first time on my channel, I'm pretty much the connoisseur of silly mistakes and avoidable mistakes. If you want to see mistake-ridden gameplay, then look no further. And usually I kind of just showcase these mistakes and cry. But today I'm gonna go with a different approach, because I figured, why don't I use my suffering to prevent more suffering? That way I can make a real difference through my own personal hardships. Some of these are gonna be pretty basic and maybe a little bit silly, so be prepared for that. But there's about 6 main ones that I think people should take away from this video. Number 1 is don't enter the boss room alone. I accidentally managed to go into the first boss room alone just because I pressed E twice in succession, and I thought that, oh, you can only do bosses alone, I guess. That must be what's happening, but that is not the case at all. I was just a little bit too overeager, and I accidentally ended up there on my own. And guess what the result was? You just die. You can't really handle a boss on your own, especially in early levels, so don't try it, guys. The second mistake you can make, which kind of links to my first point, is not bringing any friends on your journey with you. If I didn't have a friendship crutch, I would have been done for so many freaking times. If you go down in a battle, your friend can res you. If you fall from a high place, they're there for you. If your backpack gets stranded somewhere, they can go and pick it up for you, which is important because they have gear, right? And you don't have gear anymore because your backpack's so far away. But most importantly, you can devise a sort of strategy. For example, what we'd usually do is one of us would be on the attack and the other one would be trying to catch the pal. And this usually really works because one person can be really focused in on the timing of catching a pal, which leads into point number 3. Timing is a huge obstacle when it comes to being able to catch the pals that you want, right? One of the biggest hurdles to this are pals like this one. Daydream. Now, I caught a shiny Daydream off camera, and I treasured him so much I took him everywhere with me. I was really excited when he could follow me around without being my main pal, almost like a little turret. But I quickly found that this was a huge obstacle, and my shiny Daydream wasn't of as much value anymore because I had to leave him at home so that I could actually manage to catch some of the pals that I wanted. He'd last hit them without my consent when they were right about to die, and I've lost so many wonderful pals that I'll never see again because of his insubordinate behavior. So essentially, be wary of building items for pals that leash them to you even when you don't have them out. The next thing I want to warn people about is stamina, because I've learned a few things a really hard way. For example, I thought it would be a wonderful idea to run to one of the highest points of the map and just jump from there and see the beautiful view and just enjoy it, right? It turns out that your glider has a stamina bar on it as well. You can run out of stamina halfway down from where you jumped from, and then you're just plummeting and you're dying and you're falling. It's not a very nice feeling, and you'll come to know that the same applies to water. If you run out of stamina in the water, there is just no saving you. Your health bar will be slowly whittled down and there's nothing you can do to stop it. You need to find land fast, and if you don't find land, then just that's it. You're done for. So be careful around water and be careful around high places. The next mistake I want to mention is in regards to lucky pals. I found this beautiful lucky Melpaca, and I was enamored with it. I needed it. I was in love. I needed this Melpaca on my team. And I scouted it out for ages and I devised a little bit of a plan, but I was on my own. The person I was playing with was somewhere else. I pursued it and I died. I guess I just wasn't strong enough. Now I thought, hey, at least my pal didn't kill it this time, right? At least it's still alive and I can just come back to it. So I respawned, I ran back to where I was and where that pal was, and guess what? It despawned. It wasn't there anymore. It was a tragic mistake. Now, the next time I came across a lucky pal, I thought, I'm gonna do things differently now. And when I died to that one, I waited to respawn until my friend could get there so that the instance would sort of be saved, right? And lo and behold, the lucky pal was still there. What got in the way this time was my silly Daydream pal that last hit it while I was putting it in the ball. I didn't even know how this scenario is even possible, but it went in the ball and then I think it died in the ball. So once again, be very careful with pals like that, because my heart has been broken too many times, because it is the worst feeling for anybody playing this game to lose a lucky pal to something like that. It's the worst. And then the final mistake that I made that I hope other people don't make is where you choose to put your base. Now, we wanted some ambience and we weren't really sure what was the radius of the base area, right? And so we built our base right next to this waterfall where there's this giant rock wall. In retrospect, not really the smartest idea. As you can see, there's this entire patch of land at the top of our base that our pals cannot get to and is rendered unusable as a result. When you are picking your base, make sure that you pick an open plane of land. Completely open, nothing in the way, just as much space as you can. Like an open peninsula, right? That's the kind of place we made our second base, and it's much, much better. Anyway, I'm gonna continue giving my entire life and soul to this game. I hope that this helped prevent you guys making a bunch of mistakes when starting your run in Palworld as well. Because for some of these, it's the sort of thing where if you don't experience it, how would you ever really know? So once again, you're welcome, and please check out my other stuff and subscribe if you'd like to. Bye-bye!